Okay. Good morning, sales team. Welcome to another session of YOSM, and we've actually got a surprise little speaker on today, which I'm really excited about. Before I introduce her, I just wanted to touch base on what we're going to be talking about today is a topic that I think should be of interest to everyone. You've heard me really harp on about the importance of sales and developing a sales culture within your team, within yourself, and the people around you. And the topic we're going to talk about today is really at the pinnacle of that is how to generate leads through great networking events. And I guess how to be a great networker. So the person who I've got on board today pretty much picks up about 70% of her clients through networking. So she's great at doing it. She's absolutely fantastic. And a surprise to us all today is going to be great. We're introducing Emma Monro, who's also the creator of YOSM, which I thought would be a bit of a novel idea to interview Emma. So Emma, welcome aboard to YOSM.
Thank you very much, Anoop. It's exciting to be on this side of the webinar screen today.
I'm sure it is. So Emma, give me a little bit of not me, I know your story, but give, I guess, our listeners a bit of a background on who you are and what you've come from.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Anoop. Well, I've been in sales and sales management for business-to-business selling for the last, I would say, 12 years. Before that, I was in retail for about 5 years. So I've experienced a large variety from selling ice cream was my first job right through to selling clothes, which is the dream job of any 19-year-old young lady, through to tens of thousands of dollars worth of business-to-business sales and real estate. So, yeah, I've had a very wide variety. The real estate wasn't in a real estate office. It was my own real estate. So a very, very wide variety.
Okay. So you're very, very experienced in this area. Obviously, you've started this business with a passion to sell.
Absolutely.
And so tell me about some of the business-to-business sales that you would do.
Absolutely. So with business-to-business sales, it was a very structured system. So it'd go through from telemarketing through to networking, through to knocking on the door, prospecting, picking up business cards, meeting people, cold calling, you name it, I've done it. To sitting down face-to-face and presenting the product, going through the coaching process with the client, introducing the client to a very outside of the square business concept and getting them on board with that, and then the follow-up sales processes as well, and making sure that my team looked after those clients on a long-term basis.
Sure. So, I mean, you've done it all from telemarketing, cold calling, face-to-face, whether it's from a networking perspective or picking up a phone and cold calling for people. Now, so a lot of the coaching I give is people say, oh, you know, the phone's not ringing anymore. And I said, why don't you pick it up?
Absolutely.
Said, what do you mean? And I go, well, why don't you pick it up and you make a phone call and make it ring? And they freak out at that possibility. So what are some tips that you have that you can share with our listeners today about making a positive impact on how do you keep yourself in a positive mindset when you're making these phone calls?
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of Tony Robbins, as you know, Anoop. And I think I actually introduced you guys to Tony originally. And and so it starts from the moment I wake up. I have an awesome song on my phone as my alarm rather than the beep, 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 beep. So, you know, if you get out of bed dancing, if you dance all through your breakfast, you drop your kids off and have a dance with them. If you've got your affirmations plastered all over behind your computer, if you what we call make you move and get into, it's all about getting into peak state. There's no point. If you pick up the phone and you're still in your pajamas at 11 o'clock in the morning, it is not going to work. If you're sitting there in good business clothes in the right state of mind, you're already 100% better than the person calling in their pajamas. It's about positioning yourself in your mind, because the clients pick up on that even on the phone.
Yeah, and I think that's a very valid point. And listeners, we will be talking about peak state and getting yourself into that peak state. And, you know, like one of my favorite songs before going into a call, or if I'm down, is Eye of the Tiger. You know, so how corny it sounds, but you crank that up and you get going and you just, you know, get really, really motivated, and away you go. And that's awesome what you say, Emma, I mean, because it's exactly what it is. It's about being in the right state of mind to make that phone call, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. As long as you don't use that song to put off the picking up the phone. There's a certain amount. There's a limit on the dancing that you can do.
Yeah, that's right. And we don't want anything soppy that's going to make you cry and depressed. So.
No. And I mean, it all comes down to, if the phone's not ringing, then you're not doing TTP, which is talking to people.
Yeah, nice, TTP. I like that.
And then if you, I can go one step further, Anoop. Were you ready?
Yeah. Yes, please.
There's TTMP. If TTP doesn't work, talk to people. TTMP, which is talk to more people.
Talk to more people, exactly. You know, it's all about activity, isn't it, Emma? It's about making sure that you're out there doing the activity to get the results.
Absolutely. And if you're not good at one thing, then hire someone else to do that and focus on what you are good at. Like, I can do telemarketing, but it's not particularly something that I love. So if you can get to a stage where you can hire someone to do that, and I will network until my little butt falls off. So I would do 3 or 4 breakfasts a week, time permitting. And that's where I pick up 70% of my sales.
Sure. Now, tell me about networking. I mean, 70% of your sales are being picked up from networking. I mean, this is sensational, because networking really does, it's a very cheap and effective way to pick up business.
Absolutely. So, you can pay a telemarketer $20 to $25 an hour if you're not using Odesk to set appointments for you, and that might fill up maybe 70% of your time schedule for the week. You can then go do 3 breakfasts a week, and they cost $20 each. And that will take up the other 30% of your time, but you'll flip it and you'll get the reverse number of sales.